I'm glad to be here. And thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much as well. Then Pontu does a lot of things. Okay, so we'd like to talk about this meeting is about the internship journal. It's all about our internship experiences. So the guests from the companies are telling us, come to tell us the experiences they've had with their interns, how they stress them, how they worry them. Please, can you help me debug this code? Please, can you help me whilst you have yours powered up? So we'd like to start with Impromptu. So Impromptu, please, can you tell us how your interns fought with you every day or how they made you happy every day? Can you tell us something about that?
All right, so I would let Clifford handle that part, but before we start, I would want to start with how the internship process is like. So it helps you understand better when Clifford takes over to talk about the question you just asked. So for our internship, before you come in, you go through a quite rigorous process. That's because we want to make sure that everyone who comes in is willing to learn, willing to contribute, and then willing to be trained. So first off, you do your psychometric assessment on our portal. And then after that, you do an assignment. After the assignment, you do an automated interview, an AI interview. And then after, you would have a one-on-one interview with the internship coordinator and then a representative from the talent and compliance department. So those are the processes that you go through before you come in. So it's so that we know that the people that are coming in are willing to be trained. Because as you said, when you were asking your question, sorry, it's like, oh, how will the interns fight with that? Every time do this, every time do that. It's because we have that kind of culture that we go through this process. So when you're coming in, you're already ready for the work. The application process has already told you what you are coming to meet. So yeah, I'll leave Clifford to answer the rest of the questions.
Okay, thank you very much, Inshira. So the thing is, for our interns, right? For instance, we believe that the interns are our number one priority. So they are the heart of they are the heart of the company. Let me put it that way. So they feed our career pipeline, and then we are very, very intentional about them. So, like you mentioned, after we've gone through all the process, the application process, we usually have an onboarding for the interns. And then with that, so that is where we take you through the vision and mission of the company, our values, everything. We basically take you through everything about the company, right? But the most important thing is that the internship itself exists as a department on its own. And then we are happy to mention that this is the only department in Ubuntu that is directly under the CEO himself. So in addition to interns doing their normal daily activities, they report directly to the CEO. All right. So with that, also one advantage of that is that you're able to get one-on-one interactions with the CEO as well, and then he gets nuggets of information that are able to help them in their lives. So they receive advice, everything, career advice, professional advice, everything in that regard. Okay. So I also wanted to mention that usually the interns come in applying for specific roles, ranging from platforms engineering, DevSecOps, operations, business development, and then the likes. But what we do after these interns that have applied for these roles is that we do another profiling of the interns. We take another psychometric test, we take another individual test for these interns, and then we profile them according to their strengths. Okay. And then also we did a little research in the past, and then we realized that there seems to exist a technical gap um, in terms of interns, right? Interns joining companies. There seems to be a technical gap. So we realized that most institutions focus on the theoretical aspects of education. For instance, if they are supposed to learn a particular framework, what the institutions do is that they only focus on the theoretical part of it and then they leave the technical side. So we've realized this as a big problem. And then with the internship, what we do is that we do our best to train our interns in those technical fields that they are lacking in. Okay. So for instance, let me just mention a few. For instance, when it comes to software development and software engineering, you cannot do away with collaboration and then version control. So one of the first things that we do is that we take our interns through version control. We take you through GitLab, and then the likes, and then we show you how to collaborate with people on a particular task. We also have our proprietary project management module, which is called Kedeba Project Tracker. And then basically it helps us manage projects. So everything that we do there, we usually take projects, lots of projects, multiple projects, and then it's either we hand the projects out individually to the interns or we do it in groups. So we'll take you through how to manage projects, and then also we teach you how to use the other tools that I mentioned. And then also with the emergence of AI, the whole development workflow is actually changing rapidly. So we do well to incorporate AI in everything that we do. This is also a gap that we identified that most of these institutions are not really taking advantage of. Right. So we have AI assisted engineering instead of by coding. So yeah, so these are just a few things that we usually do, but I've just mentioned a few, right? So as we delve deeper, we'll uncover the rest.
Okay, so please, I would like to ask a question.
Okay.
So, how many interns do you look at every year?
How many interns do we
Yeah.
look out every year? Okay. Isha, please, would you like to answer this? I can take it.
Yes. So in the past, we used to take as many as possible and then do sort of like how do you call it? Um, oh, the word just escaped me. Sort of like a rotation, exactly, like a rotation. But now what we do is we take only 24. So out of all the people that would apply on the portal, we'll pick only 24 of those that qualify. So it's quite competitive. Yeah.
Wow. 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 And I think,
Sorry,
uh,
about that. Sorry,
yeah.
sorry, Sinu. About it's like Ishra mentioned, it's really competitive. In the past, we've had over 1,000 people applying as a single point. So it's like, I'm just reaffirming that it's actually very, very competitive as compared to the others.
Okay. So, what do they take away after the interns? Like, are there stipends? Like, what's how do you s- how do you uh, get to know what they've learned? How do you put them on the skill?
Okay, so usually their coordinator does like a performance evaluation whilst you are there, and then when you are done and you are leaving. So whilst you are there, based on performance, we give you some sort of allowance. We give you like an allowance monthly whilst you are there. Based, as I said, it's based on performance. And then when you are leaving, if you don't get that when you are leaving, you may also get a scholarship, also based on performance. Yeah, so those are usually what we usually do. Yeah, that's what we usually do.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. So please, we have with us a guest from Amalitech, and he's by the name Richard Butcher. So please, if you like to introduce yourself to us, we appreciate that. Richard from Amalitech.
Hi everyone. Good evening. This is Western.
Good evening.
Yeah, I appreciate inviting me into this and my sincere apologies for being late. Um, Thanks for having me. I look forward to a peaceful conversation where we all go back happily. Thanks.
So Richard, please, your sound system is a little bit down, and
Is it better?
yes, better now, please.
All right. Sure. Yeah, so I was saying that thanks for having me. But then my sincere apologies for joining late. It scared me a little bit. I I got home not long ago, and what I'm saying is I look forward to a fruitful conversation where we'll go back happily and also enjoy a good weekend.
Yes, please. Thank you for also joining us, and we hope you enjoy our session today. So, Impontu, thank you very much, but we are not done. We'll come back to you. So, like, you came, your interns are here to please, if I may ask. Um,
Hi, Zenu, are you referring to Ubuntu?
yeah, Impontu, yeah.
Yeah, we have a couple of interns on the call.
Okay, so please can one volunteer and share their experience they had in Pontu? I really don't know their names.
Okay, I can see Precious on the call. I can see Paul on the call. Hi, Precious.
Hello, Clifford.
Okay, awesome. Please, you mind sharing your experience?
Okay, my name is Precious Chew. Then I'm a level 400 student at West of Ghana, Legon, studying computer science. Yeah, and of course, I'm currently interning at Ubuntu Technologies. So one of the first things that really impressed me when I joined Ubuntu as an intern was, the professional and then relaxed environment. Getting to the office on the first day and then seeing the ultra modern facility they had there, I was immediately psyched towards having a very professional but serious tech space where I work, then improve my skills. So okay, first day when I went there, our coordinator Clifford, took us through the onboarding, told us about the company's culture, and then all that we needed to start serious work at Ubuntu. Then it was a very nice experience. Another thing that stood out for me is the family relationship we have at Ubuntu. So everyone, and I mean everyone, right from the CEO to the staff, are very friendly. There's no one single day where I went to work and then I felt, left out or anything like that. It was always like I was there with my brothers and then my sisters, So work environment is really friendly. Yeah. So whenever there's a problem, either technical or maybe workspace related, relationship related, we had an open relationship with the staff. So you could just walk to any of the staff and then relay your concerns to any of them, and then you get things solved. Yeah. Another very important aspect of Ubuntu culture I liked is morning service. So every morning before work officially starts, there is a 15 to 20 minutes service that we do. We start the day with God, our morning devotion, pray, then start the day officially. I think that made me, words of encouragement from supervisors at the service, morning service, really prepped me up for the day. Then, it helped me a long way. One important thing I like to talk about is the first day. The first day when I came in initially, most of the things I had learned or I knew at that time were mostly theoretical knowledge. Even though I had some practical or skill related aspect to my field. I mean, it was not all that I needed for the 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 workspace. So Ubuntu has really helped me a lot by, I mean, giving me projects, uh, signing me a specific supervisor that monitors me, gives me feedback on what I should do. And then it has come a long way. I can say I'm not the same uh, developer I was when I first stepped foot at Ubuntu Technologies. I think another very important thing in Ubuntu is the importance of balance. So, I mean, I've been speaking about work, and how they are serious, how they've helped me. But on the other side, we balance work with a lot of fun and excitement. So I could quite recall just last week Thursday. Yeah, we went on an excursion, an intern outing, if I would say. All the interns were given the opportunity to choose their preferred destination between the Volta region, I mean the waterfalls, and then the castle, and then some other places where we could connect with nature, relieve ourselves for work stress, and then, I mean, be refreshed for another day of work and the very next day. So I think they really do well in balancing um, work with fun and then excitement.
Uh,
Anna,
yes, please. Sorry to cut you short, Precious.
yeah.
But yeah, thank you very much. This is like, I really want to also go and intern at in Ponty right now. Like, in Ponty, please, are you still taking people? I'm very much interested.
Yeah, we would open our portal soon for the next batch of applications. So when we do, you can just quickly apply.
Sharp, sharp, no delay. So thank you, Precious. So I would also like to share my experience. I did two internships. Yeah, I did internship at two places. So the first one was ECO, Enterprise Computer Limited. And first of all, it started in school. We were writing exams. And a friend told me about ECO. I was like, oh, okay. And I saw their building. I was like, oh, nice place. So, and it's near my house too, so solid. So I was like, okay, I want to go to ECL. I sent them an application letter. I sent it to the wrong mail. I was like, hey. So wasn't here respond like 1 week. We're writing exams, so like every morning I wake up, the first thing I check is my email. Like wasn't seeing anything. Then a week later, I saw on their X page or Twitter page that they were taking interns and all that. So I was like, oh, let me apply again. So I applied. I wrote my plenty talking, my cover letter, my CV, I added everything. We're still writing exams. Still not hearing from them. I think the best thing companies need to do is just say, okay, no, you have not been accepted. Yes, you have been accepted. So I was like, okay, let me just be trying. I sent them about 3 emails. So when we came home, then I called them. I was like, oh, please, I've sent email that I want to apply for internship. They were like, oh, okay, they'll get back to me on Thursday. So I called on Monday. So on Thursday, they called me and they told me, oh, I've been accepted. I was like, okay, oh, thank God. So Monday I started. We started. They were like, they showed us the place. The place is very nice. I'll be nice to you. They are like no sir, no madam. Everyone is on first name basis. Like we are all a team here. So I got there, we got there. I met a couple of Kenya State computer science students as well. We all sat down, we vibed, we're talking, and they took us to an orientation. Yeah, the orientation, they told us no, how do you call it? Extra jewelries. I was having so many on me. had to take some out, and they gave us the rules and regulations. And Friday was, I thought like tech companies are supposed to have those non-official work throughout it, but I mean they are corporates and yeah. So Friday was a Thursdays and Fridays we had a chance to wear casual. So during the orientation, they told us, oh, this Saturday we are going for an adventure at Abe. Wow, just entered. We are going for an adventure. Wow. So they they had already paid for we the interns that were coming. So we all joined Saturday. They took us, we had fun, like I mean real fun, fun. We came back and the work started. Okay, so what are your projects? You have presentations tomorrow. Okay, so this and this, that. So go and code this. Nah, you're wrong. Go and do this. Okay, that's right. Clap for yourself. Like it was quite the environment. So there was no day that I'm like, oh mommy, I'll not go to work. It was a solid place. I learned a lot. I learned Flutter. I learned how to use Firebase, and yeah, time management as well. That's all ECO taught me. And my second internship, I did it at company called Everything Technologies. They're also into IT and all that. They build solutions as well. So yeah, that was my say that I learned how to use React. Yeah, React, Fit. I also learned how to use my SQL, Postgres, a lot. I can learn a lot. So yeah, this is my experience. Like internship is not on the floor. To wake up every morning, you have work at 8 a.m. To wake up at 6 a.m. Be there by 7:50. Adulthood has come indeed. They said it. So yes, we'll be taking the next section from Amalitech. And Sarah Richard, please can you share with us your experience with your interns at Amalitech? She here with us?
Yeah, definitely here with you. And I'll say I did enjoy the experiences shared. That was great. So just let me share some experience that's usually interns in Ameritech to have. But then just again, just a bit of intro. My name is Richard, and then the head of recruitment for Ameritech. So we have various internship programs, some paid, some unpaid. Averagely, we take up to close to 200 interns, but only up to 50 let's say, on a paid internship. Um, Basically, it's falls in line with what the other speakers also did mention, because it's kind of the tech vibe environment that you would have in every tech organization. The kind of serene, the joy, the everyone going with the first name, and then once you get to your desk, we assign you a workstation. So, like I mean, a working workstation where you can feel the power of tech. Some are allowed to use their own PC, so some would prefer to use whatever operating system that um, they wish to. So on a day, let's say on a usual day, the intern comes to the office. Our working hours usually start from 7:30 to 4:30 due to the various countries that we find ourselves in. So Amaltec works with, let's say we are in Ghana, we are in Rwanda, Germany, and then the US. So we try to adjust in all these four countries to the time that at least most of us will be in the office, with the exception of the few guys in the US. But as an intern, you start your day at 7:30. You already have what you should do, because after orientation, you will be taken to your team, where it's a mix of entry, let's say junior to senior engineers from different specializations and let's say trust. You have your Scrum days where you get to do or to share what you would do what you did, and then where there are any gray areas or where you need support, you get to receive it. So it's basically being in a team where when you learn, so it's kind of a structured program where you take into the fundamentals on a practical level. So you would get to be exposed to the controversies, usually get, yeah, but then for the hosting, usually it's GitHub. There's a few ones using GitLab and then and the others. So it's more of giving you that kind of first feel vibe in the tech. You have your working station, like I said. You you already know what you're doing because we don't micromanage. When I say micromanage, where you are told to do A, B, C, and D. No, you are exposed to the team and you know what the team is doing. So you get a sense of what your task should be. Basically, you just have the first set of instructions. So maybe yours is to take care of this portion of the project. That's all. But then you have resources across. When I say resources, in terms of you can research as much as you can to do the work. You could also engage in discussions, call any senior engineer, any person that who is just by you. And the good thing is you are on Slack, so you can just set in one on Slack and then have a chat with the person to support you. The most interesting thing I think most interns get to enjoy is our tea. So we have tea across the offices. You could take as much as you can, if only your family can allow it. And then we also have, like I said, stipends, but even those that do not come with stipends, it's still accessible. So and then every access that any employee has, you also have the same access. There's nothing like this is your madam, your sis. No, we all go by first name. And I'll say it's a taboo kind of to address people by titles. I think we leave those things to the days of the traditional ways where we see those in the opposite. For dress code, it's usually liberal. You don't need to be, let's say, official with your tie and suit, no. But then we wouldn't also tolerate where you come with flip-flops. At least you need to look presentable because you will be built mainly on two skill areas. That's the technical skills and then the soft skills. So client facing where you need to explain the concept, whatever you are doing to the team, so more like a presentation. Um, so you doing both. So you have a good sense of these two skills, the technical skills you need to deliver, and then the soft skills that you also need to also be on a project, engage the people around you, the tools and all that. So it's just like and let's say a newbie who has been just hired to as an engineer in the tech space, the kind of experience that any intern that joins us will have. But aside the tech aspect, we also do have very few interns who join us in the operations, like in the HR, in the marketing, in the finance. Yeah, but then you also have the same kind of experience. So basically, that's it.
Okay, so thank you. So I have a question for the various companies. So what is put in place for interns like level hundreds? Sometimes people ask for you put in questions or you put in assessments, right? And level hundreds have no idea, like they just came into the system, but they want to gain experience from the outside world. What system is put in place? Because they come, they take the test, they don't know what they're doing, and they don't pass. At the end, they miss chances to intern. So how do people go about that? So I would like to start with Impuntu, please.
All right, Sarah. So our tests are not necessarily always about the 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 work you are coming to do. It's mainly on general the psychometric, for instance, in the AI interview. We know that level hundreds even sometimes 200 to 400 may not necessarily know a lot about the work that they're coming to do. So the questions are mainly centered on how eager you are to come and learn. That's how the questions are made to be asked, especially when you're doing the automated interview. And then after you pass that, when you come in, as the first said, there's a second assessment that is done to see your how do you call it? Your knowledge, like how much you know in the department that you have applied for. So based on that, we know how to manage you, how to teach you, or what kind of projects to put you on. So basically, in a nutshell, that's what we do. Hello.
Yes, please. I'm sorry. Thank you very much, Inshira. Please, Richard, please, can you also tell us how you handle your interns for the level hundreds? Because I know your questions are not on the floor. Like Malitech questions, tests, no assessment. They are not for level 400s ourselves. Like it's like their mind questions. So please, can you tell us something?
Well, I like laughing out so loud that I don't know. But the interesting thing is, let me break it into two. Okay, now internship. Okay, now generally assessments we either want to test your preparedness, like in terms of are you really serious to do the internship, or we intend to test your prior knowledge or experience. For internship, it's purely assessing your preparedness. Now, the reason why, and I want to speak this purely as a talent acquisition practitioner, um, we sometimes put those assessments there to only test your perseverance. Look, there are instances that people take the test and they fail, but we still invite them to do the internship. The reason is that some will just say like, "Oh, I'm not trying it," but then that also helps us to see out a lot of, let's say, unprepared applicants. Because just to think of it, if you this year we received over 1,000 applications for internship, and we can't take all the 1,000, so we have to put in, let's say, some barriers to only see those who would carry on to the very finish point. So it's mainly for that, for the intention. And usually we have implemented the general coding assessment, working closely with Code Academy, where they use the Code Signal platform for their assessment. And the reason is that we chose Code Signal is a kind of the international standard. Most firms also deploy general coding assessment. So we just throw it out there. Now, your responses to the question, we don't necessarily look at your score. We look at what you have submitted. Okay, so where there were instances where you need to put a cutoff will be like roles like the national service. And trust me, KNUST, the computer science and the computer engineering department, these two departments, I think, and I can share this to you, students, it's time use students came together as a kind of one people. Because from my statistics, here at the students, so we receive a lot of applications from KNST every year, year on year. If we receive 1,000, roughly to 30 coming from KNST. And then at least the top 5 universities that perform very well in our internship, in our training programs, even as employees, I cannot take out KNST. I can't. And I can't take out the computer engineering and then the computer science department. Now, that should tell you that you may think, oh, the assessment is difficult, but someone in who sits next to you has just blown the assessment into pieces, just crushed it. So you may say, well, I'm level 100, I'm getting on that, but then someone has come more than prepared. So it's more of always looking for like the smart ones, those who have a kind of a clear sense of what they want to do and all that, and start to learn from them. Okay, so some of the reasons why we put this kind of necessary things in the pipeline is to also make the work of the recruiter easier so that we know actually those who want to really commit to the internship. And that has a direct relation to when you bring the right person into the organization, you can really see from their efforts. They're always there to learn. They're always on your neck. Like you can see that they want to satisfy a thirst, a kind of a hunger for knowledge, for something. So it's in a way helps. Okay, so usually don't get scared when they send you assessment. Do your best. Some may come with a cut-off point, some may not. But in as much as you may say you are inexperienced, you could see some of your colleagues also being more experienced. And then to end something that apart from you applying, remember every computer science, computer engineering, IT students across the country is also applying. So you have applications coming from your colleagues you sit in the same class with, from other universities like UCC, Legon, Ashesi, UNE, UDS, all over. Those from the technical universities are also applying. So, and it now becomes competitive. Then we need to do something to bring those who really want to go to the finish line. Okay, so that's the reason why you see those kind of crazy assessments.
Okay. Thank you very much. I think I still don't understand, but like I don't understand the system, but take it like that.
No, no,
Because
no, no.
worried
Help
for
me
my
to help you.
because I'm really worried for my level hands. They come like, oh, we want to intern, but like they're asking for these skills, like this and that, but they're not finding a place to intern. So maybe someone in Accra living in maybe Adringano or East Legon, and they can see that oh, Malitech is near them, but Malitech requires this and that, and they can't do it. So they miss a chance. And it's like they really want to learn. Like it's like they are on track to learn and gain hands experience, but maybe they didn't pass the test or they are just not fit for it. So I
I
think
understand. Yeah, it's sorry because it's one of the, let's say, um, the dilemmas that we deal with all the time. Um, this year, for instance, for national service, we received over 1,200 applications, and at some point, we had over 400 who were qualified to join us for national service, but we could only take up to 100. And then we were met with that kind of dilemma. And then now we need to just look at certain things just to not to reject, but then to only take 100 out of the 400 that we have. So I do understand. And then now, if you do not find internship, please don't be discouraged. One thing that I've seen from other students who are, they tend to, let's say, clinch to YouTube videos where they get and on site like roadmap.sh where it has a very curated, detailed learning path. So you see some having their own, let's say, learning curve, but um, you know, uh, you not intending in an organization should not stop you. The other areas you could still make use of the time while you're on education. Okay.
okay. Thank you very much. I think I'll take it like that. Thank you very much. So please, anyone here who would love to share their internship experience they had in their company, you can unmute and share with us. Oh, okay, Jepsa, you have a question.
Yeah, please, good evening to you. My name is Jefta. I'm the deputy head of the scholarship internship committee. I also have a question. Like, some of us live as remote areas without like good tech companies. Yeah, me myself, I live as solar corporate. And then mostly, if you really want to intern, it's either at a printing press or a bank. And then you end up doing some things that are not even related to like your field. Is I was wondering if um Amalitech and Ubuntu could organize like some remote internship for some of us that are not really privileged to be in the cities and stuff like that, so that at least we could also benefit from some of these experiences. Yeah, so that's my question. Thank you very much.
Please, I have something to say. Sugakope, is it a village or something? Because Sugakope is one big place. They have the spa, the Holy Trinity Spa, so it's also considered a city. That's where I come from. Don't do that. So please,
My company is spa. What are you going to do at the spa?
okay. So please, important. Please, you have something in place for maybe remote or something. And please, I also have something. Isn't rotation the best? Maybe since the number of interns increase every year or every session, first month takes, let's say, this number of people, they get trained. Second month takes, because mostly we come for a 4 month vacation. So won't rotation be the best way to solve this high number of students applying? That's my question. And please, important to, I'd like you to take the questions so far. Yeah. Hello, Clifford. Hello, Abba.
I know. Okay, so you asked the question about we have any remote form of internship. That was the question, right?
Yes, that
Is
was
this
the question.
something?
Not really
Yeah, so
if you can put some in place in case you don't have.
okay, so currently we don't have remote options. We used to have remote options in the past, but we had to change that. But it's something that's really come up, and then we are still considering it and making plans towards it. So just no worries at all. No worries at all. Once it's out, once we've come up with a solid plan, we'll keep you updated about that. Okay.
Sure. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So please, Amalitech,
So,
Richard, please, can you
sorry,
take?
let me add this. So in the past, right, we used to have remote internships, but the main challenge with that was the fact that people were quite difficult to reach anytime they are working from home. So in events, we are working on a project and then we are trying to call someone to assist with something. They are quite difficult to reach. So it was because of that inconveniences that we had to stop taking remote options. But in the future, we are still coming up with a plan that this is going to help us in that regard.
Okay, and what about the number of people applying, like the rotation? So if
The rotation
maybe 20 people are doing first month, another 20, because we normally come for 4 months.
performance. Okay. Okay. So about that, the thing is, our internship program is quite in depth, and the kind of things that we really want to achieve cannot be done in a month. So that is why the rotation really doesn't work for us, right? But since you brought this about out, we would have to sit with the team and then we'll debate further about that. But I don't know. Ishara, please, are you on the call?
Yeah, I'm here.
You're
I'm
here.
here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's something. It's I'm not. I won't say it's impossible, but looking at the things that we are looking at achieving with our intent, um, basically that's the first. That's the reason why we took it, or because of their unavailability. And as I said earlier, the internship is serious business. So, but it's not impossible. It's something we have to deliberate over as a team again before we think about implementing it. So we can't give a positive answer yet to you, but if anything should change, you would definitely get to know about it.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. And what about Amalitech? I think they do remote. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I think they do. These, can you clarify that for us, Richard? Richard.
Yeah, don't worry, Richard, this is, uh, yeah, we had a virtual internship, and it's also similar to what it comes to. I do understand from what they're saying. There were issues concerning cybersecurity, responsiveness. You are working with an intern to maybe work on something, then you call the person is offline, or maybe the person's location, the internet is a bit of a challenge, so and all that. So we came up, and then due to some of the access level that we had to grant them, there's also a concern: how secure are they? That what if the schools maybe certain sensitive or sensitive processes to where they are. So it's a bit of something that we have taken a step back to look at how we could better improve on the experience. And yeah, I share the pride of the gentleman from Sugar Copper who was mentioning about that. I understand you wish to do, but then this constraints also made us to take a step back, look at the virtual internship. But then we are looking at hopefully next year we could come up with something that we would retry, let's say retry to see if we get some positive results. Once that we can scale it up. So that is why we have to stop the virtual thing and then fully do the on-site. And then yes, we also do rotations. So where we give, let's say, like a 1 month internship with the intention that we could accommodate as much as interns during their vacation. Even we've had interns come to do like 2 weeks because the person just needed that. And to some extent, we do 3 weeks because we want to have them. But you should also know if the internship experience is not complete in terms of if 2 weeks is not enough, it also affects the experience that you take away because you are there to learn. So what we do is, though you will be going, but then we would also give you the rest of the project, maybe that you are working on to go and complete it. But unfortunately, some don't again. But we do also the rotational internship during, let's say, the long vacation periods.
Okay, that's nice, Amalitech. Thank you very much. And we also have a question. Can the various companies share the timeline for the applications? Yes, I had a problem with this. You see, most of the times for our departments, computer science and IT, we are supposed to take internship letters before we apply for the companies. Like the companies. Oh, Richard, please, you have something to
No,
say?
no, sorry. Go on, sorry.
Oh, okay, that's fine. So we take letters to present to the companies to for approval and all that. And they don't do open letters, so we have to address it to a specific company. So sometimes they go to the office, they get the letters, and they are now going to apply. When they go, they are bounced. They go back to the the office for another letter, and it's like it's now frustrating the secretary. Is giving a lot of work to the secretary. So how is the timeline like? Mostly we take that for our long back, we take it before we vacate. So that's the best time we take it. So let's say we vacated September this year. That was 5th of September. So we'd like to know the timelines the companies um, have for the applications, and also how the tests are taken. Because when we take the test, when we are done taking the test, we go yeah, we are bounced and the letter or the paper is wasted. So is there something in place where we present the letter after the application? And is it in our stipulated period before school vacates? Yes. Please, we'll start with Amalitech. I think we've done too much of impromptu starting. So please, Richard, can you start with us?
All right, thanks. We yeah, at the start of the year, usually in January, we do share the timelines of when internships are open, even for all of our programs. I know the challenge that you just mentioned because a lot of schools also do same. They address it specifically, so it's difficult for you to submit a lot of organizations. What I can say is it's high time you also engage your department that look, this is the trend. And then if there need to be like as you've engaged that now, I believe you know some of the let's say people in the industry, you could help to arrange a meeting with your department to help them to understand the reason why we need those um, internship letters, and then also making it flexible for you, the student, to also take one where take one letter where you could then fix in the address. Maybe they could put some other things like make the dates in a way where we can use last year's internship letter for this year. So that's one of the things I can suggest you speak to the department about. But the reason why, for instance, we take the internship letter is due to some concerns that not that may help the company to avoid legal implications like um, we hiring or under hiring, like or hiring someone who's not fit for employment. So we've had that done before where Smith did demand for the internship letter of some students because they felt we were under hiring because they didn't understand why we have so much interns. So if we didn't have those letters, it would have been a big issue. And unfortunately for us to, we are headquartered in Takwari in the Smith building. So you can understand how that case works. So yeah, we do share the timelines, and I would also urge you to also speak to management that look, they need to understand the difficulties that you face as students to submit multiple internship letters across. When they are not maybe forthcoming, you could arrange a meeting where when the industry are meeting the department, you can let the industry also present this as one of the concern. Because there are times you need to play it in a wonderful way, then the industry goes to present it on your behalf. That could win some score, and hopefully you could look at the change to the system and then make it more open for you to apply to various organizations.
Thank you very much. In Pontu, please, would you like to share some insights on this question?
Yeah, I think I agree with Richard. I do agree with him, especially on the parts where you would have to look at addressing your management as well, that this is how the companies are doing it now. We try as much as possible to um, what's the name, organize the internship such that it tallies with the times that the schools go on vacation. But sometimes it may not favor some schools, like KNUST, for instance. You may have about 5 schools going on vacation at this particular time, and then would say, okay, since majority of the schools are going on vacation, let's set the internship time around that time. And then some weeks into the internship, KNUST comes in, and then because you have a letter and you're supposed to submit it at a particular time, it makes it a little bit difficult to say, okay, let's bring you in, because by then the slots might have been fully taken up. So I think you should speak to them and then let them know that they should make it a little bit flexible based on industry standards right now. Let me say that's the way the industry works right now when it comes to the way we work, and then the times at which we do internships and then organize such workshops and programs and webinars and what's not. Yeah. But ideally, when you apply for internship at Mpuntu, you have usually you have about 3 days to finish your assignments and then submit it. As soon as you're done with the submission, then you get the automated interview, and then you're supposed to complete it within 24 hours after you get the email. And then so that will determine, we don't usually Sometimes we do decide to wait for majority of the people to apply, but we usually don't also do that. As soon as it comes in, we review it so that we give you an answer as soon as possible, so we don't leave you hanging. But yeah, you have 3 days to finish it up, and then yeah, you'll be done, and then you're done. Then we get back to you with feedback on whether you qualified or not. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. Please, Richard, please, do you have
Yeah,
anything? Okay.
sure. Thanks. I completely agree with the name Alicia Abba.
Yes.
That's true. And also, yeah, thanks a lot. That's good. And to add to what Abba was saying, um, once things are good, you guys like I'm new since you know these organizations. It's also good for you to reach out to the various people that you're engaging in the organizations like myself, Abba and Co, where you even tell us when your vacation dates are, when you are resuming. Because it's also we're
Okay.
also always out there searching for when I came years ago on vacation, when are they resuming? But if you also take the other way around to be proactive, it also helps us to before we really share, we really put the internship slots out notification or we can reach out to directly that look, tell your guys, tell your fellow students that they could apply for at this time. So already build a relationship with the various organizations. And I believe it's time with seeing this meeting, I'm sure you can expand into other organizations as well, build a relation with them. You always see them with a start with when school resumes and when school is going on vacation. Then, for all you know, you could secure a very sweet spot for your students. And we may not even need to advertise again because we are assured of a secured source of applicants. And to say it again, we get very good talent from K University. So take advantage of that and then ride on.
Okay. Okay. We surely did that. I think we did that recently. We sent out flyers calling out for organizations to collaborate with our interns, with our students, so that they get internship and NSS opportunities. So would really, really love to partner with. I think Amalitech, we already have Amalitech on board. Chemistry, computer science, and Amalitech are like 5 and 6. Like we are hooked. So I think now we have to hook in Pontu as well. So thank you very much, everyone. I also like to address Theophilus Amankwa, our Vice President. He's also here with us. And also want to say thank you for everyone who joined this meeting. And I think this was a good one. Like I love this session. I don't know who else did, but I love this session. And it's 8-8. I think we'll need to go and bath and take our sleep or eat as well. We don't eat this late, but yeah, some of us do. So thank you very much, Abba from Impontu. Thank you very much, Clifford from Impontu as well. Thank you very much for Richard from Amalitech. And we'd have to would love to have more sessions with you guys in the future. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah. Thank you, everybody. It was nice
Thanks,
to have.
everyone. Have a wonderful
Thank,
evening and good weekend.
thank you. Okay, thank you very much. So please, we're done for the evening. So thank you once again.